I'm on live, so I'm gonna play my intro at the same time you do. So when you count down, I'm gonna hit play.
We're just trying to close up the wealth gap. Get to this generational wealth, bet that. We gon' lift off like a jetpack. Time to tune in, not just speaking real facts. Right here is everything you need. This ain't no get rich quick thing. Create your own economy. Cause we ahead of the crypto curve, yeah. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve, yeah. Learn from the queen of crypto, your host, Najah Roberts, leading people out of financial slavery through Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve. Learn to get left behind.
Good morning, everyone. I'm just so excited this morning. Good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast and to all the beautiful people in between. I would like to welcome you to Ahead of the Crypto Curve, your go-to show where we break down the good, bad, the ugly, and the bullish in the cryptocurrency world. This show is tailor made, everybody, for our community. I'm your host, Najah Roberts, and it is my mission in life to lead my people out of financial slavery on this virtual underground railroad. I don't just do this show to make you change the way you think about money, but to make you change the way you look at money and everything else around you because it absolutely matters. Today is Sunday, February 23rd, 2025. And I'm going to continue to say, ladies and gentlemen, what a difference a day makes. Let me go ahead and lead in with saying happy birthday to some of my beautiful folks across this United States. I want to say happy birthday to Wes Haler, excuse me, of Southton, Connecticut. Happy birthday to Elise Marie of New York, New York. And happy birthday to Christina Palau of Phoenix, Arizona. I hope that this day, your birthday, is filled with all the love, joy, peace, happiness, and understanding you deserve on your birthday. Now, if I miss your birthday this week, happy birthday to you as well. And I thank you for being a avid listener and just have an incredible rest of your week. My quote for today is by W.E.B. Du Bois. It says, rule following, legal precedents, and political consistency are not more important than right, justice, and plain common sense. And I say this quote today, ladies and gentlemen, because we have an important call this week. The People's Union has called for us as individuals, as citizens, to join a grassroots movement to unionize our people and take back our power. And what they're calling for on this coming Friday is a 24-hour nationwide economic blackout. Now, I always say on Ahead of the Crypto Curve that everything, ladies and gentlemen, is about money. Almost everything. Everything that is done in and around our world is around money. And so this Friday, which is going to be February 28th, we are targeting the biggest businesses in America, including companies like Amazon and Walmart, Starbucks, Target. I've been boycotting Target, but that's a whole nother thing. Exxon and a lot of the other ones. So to highlight these companies, just to make sure that you understand the sheer magnitude of what is trying to be accomplished. We want to create an economy designed to really make sure that workers are not exploited, that wages for particular individuals is not suppressed, and to keep the majority of those folks that are here in the United States out of constant struggle. And we are have not been in that space. And so these are the forces that I just mentioned, all of those companies that I just mentioned, they've actually stolen a lot of the financial freedom in this United States and really manipulated our government and kept all the power in the hands of the wealthy elite. So, this blackout that we're going to do on February 28th, ladies and gentlemen, we're asked not to purchase anything online or at big retailers like Amazon. Now, I said Amazon again, y'all, because I'm a Prime member and I love to order stuff and it shows up within a couple of hours. But you know what? I am going to honor this blackout and I'm not going to participate in any of these stores and making sure that that we send a message to these participants, well, to not just the participants of the blackout, but those individuals that we are targeting in the blackout. We need to send a message, but what we're asked not to do, and I want to make sure that we're clear, not to spend any money on fast food, gas. Don't use credit cards, ladies and gentlemen. Don't use debit cards. Don't do anything at any of these companies. And really paying your bills and buying food and medicine and other necessaries during this blackout, you can hold out for a day. 24 hours is not a big deal. I could see if they were asking for a week or two. Um, but we're also during this 24 hours asked to patronize our locally owned businesses and not big corporations. So this isn't about being black or white or Mexican or anything like that, ladies and gentlemen. It's really just to show the power to these big businesses that they can't treat any of us like this because one of us is all of us. And I'll be glad when people realize that one of us is all of us. But this is what we're doing again on February 28th. I hope that you will join in. I hope that you will spread the word. I'm going to be talking about it more on social media, but you can do your part by just sharing this information with family members, people right around you. We really can make a difference. And I think for the first time in history, social media is going to allow us the opportunity to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward, we'll continue the conversation in the cryptocurrency space. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, y'all. We are getting it going. Let me look at the chats over here, see who we got in here. Valencia. Hey, Valencia. Hugh. Hey, Hugh. I got to get with you this week, sir. I know that you have been reaching out to me about Mosca. I'm going to make sure that I get you that information this week. I think I may even sent you a email, but nevertheless, I'll be calling you personally this week so we can get that going. Yes, ma'am, Valencia Powernomics. We are getting this thing going. So it is an interesting space that we're in right now. There's so many things going on that you all really need to know about. And we can't get it all in on the show, but I'm going to talk about tariffs today because a lot of questions have come in about tariffs and how that's going to affect our cryptocurrency space. So just stay tuned. I'm on a commercial with the radio station. And when he counts me back in, we're going to go till about 11:30. Then you all will be able to take a couple of minutes break while I'm on break. And I'm going to grab some water. But we got a lot of stuff going on. Oh, I can't forget to talk about the sovereign nation that came to visit me this weekend. This was incredible. I didn't even account for talking about them, but you all can see my shirt. They can't see my shirt on the radio. It says proof of work, time and energy. And I got my shirt on. Let me see if y'all can see the back. Maybe I can just turn around a little bit and lift up. This is the shirt they gave me. They came all the way from New Mexico. Are descendants of the Aboriginal descendants of Turtle Island. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I can't forget to talk about them because they came all the way here and we had a really good conversation about Bitcoin. So I'll talk about that on the radio as we move into this. But I want to thank each and every one of you for rocking with me here. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Give me a few minutes. All right, sir. Thank you. I'm coming back on the radio in 1 minute. So we have to allow for these commercials, which you guys can't hear, but um, lots of things going on in our community. We got to stay in touch, stay in tune. So if you all are not or have not downloaded the KBLA app, I'm not the only one on KBLA, obviously. You got Tavis Smiley, you got Dominic DePrima, you got DL Hughley, you got Dr. Carnell West, you've got um, Dr. Tyrone Howard, which is right behind me. You've got just all kinds of phenomenal people on KBLA Talk 1580. You can download the app on your phone. So please feel free to do that and listen to it, or you can listen to it on your computer. I know that you all are listening to me live, but you can get them all week. So let's get back to it because I'm on in about 30 seconds. All right, welcome forward, welcome forward. I would be remiss not to backtrack and not jump into my subject today to tell you all that I got a visit this weekend, which I'm super excited about. I got a visit from the Aboriginal descendants of Turtle Island. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have some Native American blood in me. Absolutely, I do. My grandmother, Teola, my great grandmother Teola, who lived to 108, was Choctaw Indian. And my grandfather, who lives with me currently because of the Altadena fires, he resembles a Native American Aboriginal individual. I mean, to the T. But long story short, some individuals came, and I know Randall doesn't mind me saying his name, drove here from New Mexico to really share with me the plan that the Aboriginal community has to stack Bitcoin specifically and to bring themselves out of the financial situation that they're in. And so I learned some key facts. So they came and brought me some shirts and some and I got a sweatshirt, but I also have a coin, and this coin is absolutely beautiful. I wish you all could see it there on the radio, but it says Aboriginal descendants of Turtle Island. And I learned about what Turtle Island is. And you know how you always hear where Malcolm X said, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. And I actually learned more than I had ever learned in my 54 years about how many Aboriginal were here in this place that is now called America before Plymouth Rock got here, right? And so they were just talking about the sheer numbers, and I was just astounded to know how the classifications went back in the days, which actually diminished the numbers. So you didn't know how many we call them Native Americans, and they call themselves Aboriginals, but and that's what they should have been called. But we didn't realize how many were still here because of the different ways that they misclassified them and really tried to water it down. And so they have been struggling, as you know, since settlers first got here to gain back their sovereignty and to get themselves back on track financially. And this particular group that came to visit me, ladies and gentlemen, is doing it through Bitcoin. And they are stout believers in Bitcoin and what it's going to do. And I'm actually going to bring Randall on next week. He's going to be one of my guests, and he's going to talk to you about what they're actually doing, because what they're doing is exactly what I shared with our community that we could actually do if we just had 1 million Satoshis. And so, if we begin to really look hard and long at holding on to 1 million Satoshis, and 1 million Satoshis right now is like $970. It's not a whole lot of money, but to some it may be a lot. And again, dollar cost averaging your way to 1 million Satoshis, in my opinion, is going to fare well for a lot of people down the road. And just to hear that somebody else has been working with their community, working with their seniors to ensure that everybody has at least 1 million Satoshis in their portfolio really warmed my heart. So we're going to talk about that in depth next week, and really talk about the network effect. And so Randall really hit some things home with me. My shirt today says proof of work, and it has a picture of Bitcoin, and it says time and energy. And I'm so excited about what they're doing in their community. Ladies and gentlemen, I have gotten a lot of calls about these tariffs and how they're going to affect our community. And I'm going to continuously say that Bitcoin is different things for different people. Yes, Bitcoin was designed to be a peer to peer mechanism by which people can trade back and forth and exchange without a trusted third party. But there are some of us and some communities that see that, yes, that is a very, very viable plan. However, based on our financial and economic, uh, economic structural situations, I'll say it that way, some of us have decided for us specifically, Bitcoin should be used as a store of value, and just based on what's going on in the world. So again, you may buy Bitcoin and think that it's a peer-to-peer network where you're going to transact without utilizing the bank, and that's great because that has to happen in all ways. That has to happen. But then there are some of us that are looking at inflation, some of us that are looking at the redlining that has happened in our community, the stealing of our funds, the not returning of our funds after natural catastrophes or man made catastrophes, and understanding that we have got to get something that will help us beat inflation, but also help us save where we haven't been privileged enough to be able to put our monies in the right place. And so that looks a little bit different for some than it looks for others. And then you have individuals that think or feel like Bitcoin is for them to trade on a daily basis, and they do that. So I am going to consistently say that Bitcoin is something different for everybody in whatever stage of their life that they're in. And so for me, it is a store of value. When I buy property, it is a store of value. When people come from other countries and they buy real estate in this country, it is because they're looking for a place to park their money as a store of value. And so, why can't Bitcoin be that? Some might argue that if Bitcoin is not moving from wallet to wallet, it is going to lose its value. I beg to differ. But those who feel like Bitcoin should be moving can move it. And that's the beauty of where we are in this digital sovereign space. We can do what we want, when we want, how we want, with what we actually control. Because, ladies and gentlemen, when you pull up to the bank and you ask for that $200,000, even if you ask for $10,000 out of the bank, I almost can bet you're going to have to schedule an appointment and you're going to have to go get your Bitcoin at their appointed time after asking questions about why you're pulling it out. How long have you known these people? Have you gone online to verify that this is a real company? And all of those things with your money. But we're talking about sovereign money. So if I choose today to send it to somebody over in another country, I can do that because that's what sovereign money does for you. I don't have to wait for Chase to open up in the morning to send money to one of my children that's in another state. I can do it today. Yeah, you might say, but Najah Roberts, you can do that with Zelle. Can I? Because Zelle has limits on my money. In fact, last week I reached my limit with Zelle, and that was actually early on in the month. And when I sent out a Zelle payment, they still allow me to send out that Zelle payment, but it takes 2 to 3 days for the recipient to get the Zelle because I've already exceeded my limits with my money. And that is one of the things that we are really pushing for. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that this cryptocurrency space can feel like you're navigating a maze blindfolded, because that is exactly what I feel like sometimes. But we are here to make sense of it all on this show. And Bitcoin is one of the things, or one of the tools that we're going to use in the cryptocurrency space to make that happen. Now, I had a cousin of mine here this weekend as well, helping with my grandfather, and he just kept saying, "You know what, Najah? There are just too many cryptocurrencies, and I'm having to pay somebody every week to tell me which cryptocurrencies to look at, which cryptocurrencies to trade." And this guy has gone from having a shoddy sort of online presence to driving a Ferrari, and he's doing these magnificent things with cryptocurrency. And I want to constantly caution you, ladies and gentlemen, there are over 11 million cryptocurrencies. Everybody has a cryptocurrency, and more are coming to a neighborhood near you because this is the thing to do. Money is changing, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to get you to realize that today we've got to make sure that we are participating in this market, not just participating in the cryptocurrency space, but understanding these digital wallets and how they work and how they move and how to keep yourself safe. But we're also going to unpack this roller coaster from sharp price drops to how these global tariffs actually might boost the Bitcoin long term. Now, I told you Bitcoin can be different things for different people. I'm looking at long game, somebody else is looking at short game, somebody else may be looking at second gain because that's what they're doing. So I'm just going to tell you all the markets this week, woo, it's been a lot going on. It's been a little bit messy from what I can see. And over the weekend, Bitcoin has dropped about 5%. And Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen, fell 17%. And there has been big drops in XRP, which I don't usually call out coins, but I know that a lot of our community is involved in XRP, and that took about an 18% dip. But here's the tea, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the end of the world. These wild swings, get ready for them. They're going to be here. This is what cryptocurrency does, whether you like it or not. And they're all a part of this cryptocurrency ecosystem, especially during low liquidity weekends. And we had a low liquidity weekend. And so, what is the root cause of what may happen with these tariffs? So, The United States president, as you know, he actually pulled the trigger on a 25% tariff on imports from Canada, from Mexico, and 10% tariffs on China. And it sounds a little bit spicy, right? It sent shockwaves through not just the cryptocurrency market, ladies and gentlemen, but the actual traditional finance markets. But I need y'all to hold on because it's deeper than that. Um, I don't even know. I told you everything is interconnected. Money is changing. The way we do business is changing. The way we work is changing. And so we're going to unpack this tariff situation. This isn't just a rich people problem. And that's what I keep getting from folks around me. They feel like the tariffs, might not hit home. But, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like the tariffs are absolutely going to hit home, which is why I'm going to constantly talk to you about pre purchasing right now while things are not as expensive as they have been in the past. But this isn't just a rich people problem. This directly impacts all of us, ladies and gentlemen. So, here's the deal. When Trump slapped these tariffs on these major economies, it creates ripples across global markets. Stock markets dip. We just saw that. The US dollar flexes its muscles back and forth. And crypto, well, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin specifically. We have to weather this storm too, just like everybody else. But here's why this story has a little bit of twist because um, you know what? My guy, his name is Jeff Parks, and he's with a company called Bitwise. He had a real brilliant thing to say about this. He says long terms might give Bitcoin a serious glow up. And the reason he says that is because it is tariffing dilemma. And we'll talk about tariffing dilemmas in a little bit so you can understand and think of what tariffing dilemmas mean. Because anytime there's a problem, ladies and gentlemen, in our money situation, there is a solution. And we really feel as though Bitcoin has a solution. It is a plug for our neighborhood. And I believe that that's why I call my exchange crypto blockchain plug, because I believe we have the plug for our whole neighborhood. And when we understand how these tariffs are going to come through our neighborhoods or through our households, we'll know how to better plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward after news, sports, and traffic, we'll continue this conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Happy Sunday, Angela. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. You do some Mary Kay. All right. I'm trying to think if that's is that Mary Kay that has the skin so no, that's Avon's skin so soft. But anyway, welcome everybody. I want to welcome you to Ahead of the Crypto Curve. I am on my station break. So I get like about 6 minutes so we can chop it up. If anybody has any questions or comments that they want to talk about today, please feel free to get in the chat because I got time to talk to you all. I heard that we're gonna be getting some of our supposedly some of our stolen money back. We're gonna have to talk about that sometime this week. But this Doge Department of Government Efficiency is supposed to be giving us some money back, so we may be getting some $5,000 checks. Y'all know what I'm gonna do with my $5,000, right? I'm buying me some Bitcoin. So that's exciting for me because that is how many million Satoshis is that? 5,000? We'll be close to yeah, you heard that too. We'll be close to getting 5 million Satoshis. I want 5 million Satoshis. So run that to me. I'm excited about that. So yeah, Hugh, I heard that. So I'm excited about that. And there's just so many things going on. I'm gonna take this off my ear. It leaves me with a hairdo that has a mic in it. The not the mic, the headphones. But anyway, yeah. So it looks like we're gonna be getting this $5,000, and I'm gonna buy my satoshis and be happy about it. So I'm excited. Oh, and two, Hugh, I just want to make sure that you know I will be in Miami on March the 8th. I'll be coming into Miami for the Black College Expo. We'll be at a Turner Tech School. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to do a presentation in Miami. So I'm going to be setting up some things in Miami. So if you know anybody that's in Miami that wants to learn about Mosca and some of the other things that we're doing with this digital wallet, just have them reach out to me and I'll get them, get them going. But I'm going to do a presentation in Miami while I'm there for the Black College Expo on March the 8th. And we're going to be coming to a couple of different cities. So, but I know for sure, and I don't know those dates. We'll be in Atlanta, DC, North Carolina, and it's one of the other cities. Oh, Chicago. So that's where I'm going on tour with the Black College Expo. But then I'm starting my own tour, and then I'm gonna have a tour with Mosca. So I'm gonna be all over the country. So you all stay tuned. If you're interested in getting a digital wallet, if you're interested in getting Bitcoin, if you're interested, I have my own exchange. I don't talk much about it on the radio. I don't talk much about it at all. Uh, but it's called the Bitcoin Bank. So you can Google it, and bank is spelled with the Q. We changed the name from Crypto Blockchain Plug to the Crypto to the Bitcoin Bank. So I'm looking forward to sharing more information about what we need to be doing to get our million satoshis in hand. Because money is changing, and I'm so excited about where we are and what's happening. But what I don't want to do is be by myself, looking up, and the rest of the community is just still left behind. So, ladies and gentlemen, with there being over 11 million cryptocurrencies out there, just be careful. Be careful. And somebody said, Kimberly Shanks, I'm listening to see where we are. I will, yeah, I'll be coming to Ohio because I'll be coming to Detroit with Hill Harper in probably about 2 or 3 weeks. So I definitely will be around Cincinnati because I have to go to Toledo and I have to go to Dayton. So we can do some things. Hey, T Mac. I'm happy to see T Mac on the line. So yeah, D1, it is definitely the Lord's work because I'm doing it on my own dollar because I can't get any sponsorship from Bitcoin because there's no company. My engineer told me I'm coming back in 30 seconds. So bear with me, everybody. I want to chat it up with you guys after this show. However, I'm doing a presentation for Africa. So I have 7 or 8 countries that I'm doing a presentation for, some of the presidents and mayors of these countries in Africa in just a few minutes. So right after this show. So, but just stay tuned. Kimberly, reach out to me. I'll give you my text message number. All right, welcome forward, everybody. So we were just talking about what the tariffs may do to enhance our position in Bitcoin. And again, Bitcoin can be anything that you need it to be. It can be a store of value. It can be where you do daily transactions. It can be where you're trading and getting more and more money. And I'm hoping that those individuals that are day trading and arbitraging Bitcoin are actually stacking their Bitcoin because we're stacking our Satoshis. And I'm teaching our seniors to stack their Satoshis. So, what are these tariffs going to do for and in and around our community? Because this just ain't rich people's problems. So, as you know, um, we need to keep stacking and we need to keep dollar cost averaging our way into Bitcoin. And essentially, ladies and gentlemen, the US dollar is the global currency and we know it's the reserve currency, and it's been that a little over 50 years. And if you look at history, and we talk about that all the time, that actually changes, and it looks like that cycle is around every 50 years. So why would we be so naive to think that it's not going to change like it has every 50 years in the past? And in fact, the internet and how we're able to communicate and move money is so quick right now. Things are going to really actually lead to weaker global economies. And we already know weaker fiat, FIAT, for those that are just learning, is money without any intrinsic value other than what the government says is worth. And so, what is Trump actually trying to do? And so, as he's imposing these tariffs, and he's looking back historically. And so, again, while I'm not getting into whether he's doing good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. And so, we've got to really figure out what we need to do. And the more people look into Bitcoin, I really feel like more people will understand that Bitcoin is going to save their portfolios during this time. It's like when your local grocery store stops taking checks. I don't know the last time I've been in line, ladies and gentlemen, and somebody in front of me is writing a check to give to the grocery store. I don't even know if you can do that anymore. And until I started writing for this show, I didn't even think about it. Can you even give a check at the grocery store anymore? Because they don't know if the check is good or bad. I think they got a system they run it through. But nevertheless, I have not been privileged to see anybody write a check. So cryptocurrency is going to become the new normal, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you can see that play coming, because in our time, people did used to stand at the register and give a check, but now they don't. They use debit cards or credit cards, and soon cryptocurrency is going to be the play. So now here's what is going to happen. Even if this whole strategy of cryptocurrency flops, I'm just going to say to you that there's a silver lining. And I don't believe in any inkling of my mind that it's going to be a flop. But I do know, ladies and gentlemen, that there is going to be a prolonged trade war. And people that are smart and people that are rich look for ways to not only store their value and protect it from a asset that is going to flop, but they also look to really just make sure that they can hedge against inflation. Because no matter what you do with all these massive global economic slowdowns, we've got to know, ladies and gentlemen, that our government is going to begin to struggle to try to make sure that the American people have what they need. And so, because I'm going to just tell you about what I see coming. They're going to make sure that we're going to be just a little bit comfortable, because we're going to get real uncomfortable. And so that's where I see this $5,000 coming from this DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. That's why I think they're talking about giving us the $5,000, because they want to give us something so that we're able to say, well, you know what? During this administration, even though we had tariffs, we were still able to go to the grocery store. We were still able to pay our bills. But I also, because I stand on the financial literacy side, I see an economic problem if people take that 5,000 and pay down the debt that they have, because they're paying down the debt, but they're not going to be able to afford things in the future, which is why I am suggesting to each and every one of you, and I said this on the break because I am live. I said this in the break. I'm going to take and buy myself 5 million Satoshis. Now, Satoshis is the smallest increment of a Bitcoin. So if they give me $5,000, you can bet your last Satoshi that mine is going to be utilized to purchase a little bit more Bitcoin. Why is that, Najah Roberts? Because of what I feel Bitcoin is going to do in the future. Now, you can take your $5,000 and do whatever you want to do, but I feel as though this is going to be one of my ways to hedge against inflation, because things are going to get higher and higher. There is no way around it. And really, that's good news for Bitcoin because inflation, ladies and gentlemen, makes Bitcoin shine like your grandma's Sunday pearls. And my grandmother used to wear pearls every Sunday to church. But it's going to make us as hodlers be able to weather the storm. And I want to continue to say to each and every one of you, these tariffs are happening. So what's going to happen is the stock market is going to go up and down and all of those things. But what happens in the stock market, ladies and gentlemen, is different from what happens in Bitcoin. Because when the stock market goes up and down, there are shareholders that are somewhere saying, oh, no, we can't do this. Or, oh, no, we didn't make enough money. We need to close our doors. We need to do this. But when Bitcoin has its ups and downs, its ebbs and flows, ladies and gentlemen, it gives us excitement as holders or hodlers or people that are doing dollar cost averaging because we can buy just a teeny bit more when the price of Bitcoin goes down because we know in our heart of hearts that Bitcoin is going to do everything that it was promised to do because it is a scarce asset. There's only 21 million of those coins that will ever be created. And I was at a parent teacher meeting this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so stoked. Y'all, I am so stoked. I was at a parent teacher conference this week that just passed. And one of my daughter's teachers said to me, I have Bitcoin, Miss Roberts. And I said, really? I said, what would make you share that with me? Now, we were at a table of my daughter's teachers because I'm trying to get some things done. And he said, because she shared with me that you teach about Bitcoin, and I have one Bitcoin. And I said, well, good for you. He said, my friend told me to buy that Bitcoin when it was $4,800. And boy, am I glad that I did that. He said, in front of all these teachers, he said, I have more money in my Bitcoin portfolio than I do in my PERS and STIRS because what I had to do, and for those of you that are all across the country, that's the Public Employees Retirement System here in California, because he had to borrow some of his 401k during COVID because they weren't getting paid anything because they weren't actually teaching initially. And so he had to borrow from his 401k and to really be able to maintain. And so what he was saying, because I invested in Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin went now to $96,000, which is what it was last Thursday when I was talking to him, he was like, I'm not sweating the small stuff anymore. But what I've learned, Miss Roberts, is that I need to continue to hedge against things that are happening. And I submit to you today, ladies and gentlemen, that the tariffs that our president has set forth are going to not just affect the bigger community. It is going to affect your household. And if you don't understand right now that you may just have to take a teeny bit, just a little bit. And I'm not providing financial advice. I need to say that, but I'm going to take just a teeny bit of what I have to make sure that I am buying Satoshis consistently so that I can hedge against what is to come. Because just like that teacher, ladies and gentlemen, we may find ourselves in a position where we got to tap into our retirement, but you don't tap into the things that are growing and growing exponentially for you. When we come forward, we'll continue this conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Hugh, you want to learn? I see you on here, HT. You want to learn? Absolutely. Send me a text message to the 424-317-7373. And when I get off the webinar that I'm doing for Africa about the digital wallet, I will definitely, I'm gonna get with you anyway. I'll call you back from that text message. Again, Kimberly, if you're still on, I can't tell because I'm on a couple of different platforms. Please reach out to me, text me, and I'll get you on. I'm doing another presentation, or we're doing another presentation tonight at 7 o'clock. Let me see if I can find a way to put it in the chat, but this is the, oh, hey, Kimberly. Okay, so send me a text message and I'll send you a link for our 6 o'clock p.m. Webinar tonight, and that's 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm not sure what part of the country you're in, so that's 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. We are doing some great things, and I learned some numbers this morning about transactions, what we're paying Venmo and PayPal and um, Cash App, and some of these things, ladies and gentlemen, they are killing the game and giving us nothing for it. So I'm super excited about being able to participate in a digital wallet that actually pays us. So that's what I'm doing. I'm still doing Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin is my go-to for my retirement. I'm focusing more on Bitcoin than I do my real estate, like literally. And I've said that for a while. I think Bitcoin is just going to outlast the best of this thing because this real estate, these interest rates, the amount of people that own real estate that don't live in our country, when all of this stuff comes to a head, we're going to be in a serious situation. So I'm just looking at everything from every angle, every angle. So with that being said, we got to look to make more money. That's the bottom line. You got a job, cool. You need to do that and you need to make some more money. I'm in the Bitcoin space. I'm saving. That text message number is 424-317-7373, Miss Angela, 7373. 424-317-7373. Send me a text message and I will send you the link. Look for the link about an hour after I get off the radio because I got to do this. I got to do a Zoom for Africa right after this radio show. And I got to get into coin market cap because we ain't talked about no prices today. I got to do that. Let me see about wrapping up here. I got about 10 seconds before I get back on. All right, welcome forward, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just wrap up today about the tariffs. Don't have a whole lot of time to really help you understand, but I know that there is going to be a economic ripple. And so you need to remember that volatility is not always our enemy, especially we're in a new money space. Volatility is your enemy in the old money space. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you're participating in this new digital sovereign economy, and I'm not talking about the XRPs and the Ripples and the Doge coins and the Shiba Inu coins. Ladies and gentlemen, that volatility will definitely hurt you. But for those that would argue with me and say the gains in those different coins is great as well, but volatility will not be your friend in that. But in the Bitcoin space, volatility is definitely your friend. And I know you may not see it right now, but ladies and gentlemen, if you continue to talk about supply versus demand and scarcity at its best, we just had the Bitcoin halving a couple of months back, ladies and gentlemen. And historically, you're going to see Bitcoin do some incredible things. It's a part of the process, ladies and gentlemen. Whether tariffs play into Bitcoin or not, if it plays into Bitcoin's favor or we see another wave of global money printing, one thing is for sure, if they print money, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to continue to devalue our dollar. Now, you have a choice just like I have a choice. Do I want to get stuck in dollars or do I want to get stuck in Bitcoin? If we're going to lose anyway, I might as well bet on another horse. I'm at the racetrack betting on another horse because my horse in all of 54 years has never won. The horse called the US dollar, the horse called the 401k, the horse called annuities, the horse called, I'm going to say life insurance, because a lot of y'all dropped your life insurance and you got life insurance. But when something happens to you, your family's not going to get what other families get because they didn't offer you that, ladies and gentlemen. So all of these horses, I'm betting on a horse of another color. And it's actually It's not a color because it's transparent, but when you look at it, it's gold. So the digital gold. So I'm betting on another horse, ladies and gentlemen. And cryptocurrency is here to stay, and so are we. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to if you need a Bitcoin starter kit, I have them available. You can send me a text message to 424-317-7373. Again, 424-317-7373. If you need a Bitcoin starter kit, I'll get that for you. But let's chop it up really quickly about what the cryptocurrency space looks like financially. So where we are right now is Bitcoin is trading at $95,791. It's up in the last hour, 0.06%. In the last 24 hours, it is up. It's in the last 24 hours, excuse me, it is down 0.88%. In the last 7 days, it is down 1.35%. Ethereum, on the other hand, is trading at $2,809. It is up all the way across the board, 0.06% in the last hour, 1.54% in the last 24 hours, and it's up 4.64% in the last 7 days. Now, we're not going to get all into the coins, but I will just say this one because we got so many folks that haggle me over XRP. XRP is at $2.54. Congratulations for those of you that are doing well and have been made millionaires because of it. But please make sure you set aside your 30 to 40% in taxes because that is a realized gain. If you realize that gain, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. So just make sure you put that to the side. It is up in the last hour, 0.01%. It is down in the last 24 hours, 1.24%, and down in the last 7 days, 6.37%. And I'm going to repeat this really quickly for all of you that have been told that XRP is going to be tied to gold. There's not enough gold in the world to do that. So please look at the numbers of XRP that are available. Compare that to the amount of gold in the world and do your own math, ladies and gentlemen. The math ain't math. And so stop calling me with that because it is not going to be possible in its totality. So that's just my take on it. Again, folks may argue, but that's what I'm feeling or what I know because math is math. It is absolute. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the 40% on the fear and greed index in the cryptocurrency space. And the reason we're at 40%, ladies and gentlemen, is because people don't know either way if cryptocurrency is going to do good or bad. And it's over 11 million cryptocurrencies over out here. People are getting involved in rug pulls and things are happening where they're losing money and money is just being wiped out in a matter of days. Play is safe. Ladies and gentlemen, do your research. Play is safe. I can't, as an ex-financial advisor on purpose, tell you that Bitcoin is the only way, but I'm going to be safe, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to play my cards right because I only got one life to live and I'm going to play it the way it needs to be played and I'm going to make it count. When we come forward after news, after this, when we come forward, we'll continue this conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, online, we're going to come back in and then I'm going to have to jump out. Send an email to me on February 8th. You have not heard back. So KA Breath of Life, I apologize to you. I'm going to ask you to send me a text. Let me do this. If you send it to Ask Najah Roberts, I'm going to put it in the chat. And I'm going to answer you right now. So is it under KA Breath? I'm back in 30 seconds. For KA Breath of Life, I'm going to look at my emails and I'm going to respond to you. I have a Zoom right after this radio spot, but I'll get back to you today. I promise. And I apologize. My family was involved in the Altadena fires. There's no excuse, but I have had my life upside down. So that being said, I'm coming back on right now. So bear with me. All right, welcome forward, welcome forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to stay informed, to stay empowered, and always keep stacking your Satoshis and really just understand that this decentralized finance, you may hear DeFi, you may hear that all over the place coming forward because everybody is trying to get into the DeFi space. It means decentralized finance. Ladies and gentlemen, banking is necessary, but banks are not. And I'm going to continue to say that because that is important that we know. I don't even know the last time that I actually, well, I'm going to take that back. I was going to say, I don't know the last time I went into a bank, but I did have to go into the bank because I needed them to print a debit card for me on the spot. But I did go in there for that, but I'm able to do everything from a digital phone, from a phone. I'm able to wire money. I'm able to transfer. Able to do all of these things. And you know what's making this possible, ladies and gentlemen? The blockchain. The blockchain, a decentralized blockchain, and all blockchains are not decentralized. There is so much to learn in this space, and you can learn it. It's easy to learn. I don't have any courses right now that I'm trying to educate folks on, but if you're interested in something like that, please reach out to me. You all know you can definitely send me that text message at 424-317-7373. I started doing my table for 20s again, where I sit down with 20 of your family members, or I Zoom with 20 or more of your family members, and we talk about what Bitcoin is and how blockchain is going to revolutionize anything. So if that's something that you're interested in, because every show I can't go back to the basics, but I definitely can teach the basics, and I'm looking forward to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like to have me do that for you or your family, I'm on one right now, and I'm not. I just send me a love offering. I'm not saying anything costs anything. Make sure that you take care of me because I'm going to take care of you and your family. And I'm looking forward to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, just continue to stay diligent. And as these tariffs roll out, as I stated, it is definitely going to affect our communities. It is going to affect your household. Inflation is going to take place whether you know it or not. I can't provide financial advice, but I can say that I'm buying Bitcoin on a dollar cost average basis. I am making sure that I'm getting my dental work done. I'm making sure that I have enough food on hand for 3 to 4 months because we don't know what's going to happen. I'm storing up on my medications. I'm making sure that I have bartering tools in place. And I'm sticking together with my friends and family that understand exactly what is going on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking with me here on the Head of the Crypto Curve. We are creating Satoshi millionaires, one family at a time. And I love y'all. Peace and blessings. Have an incredible rest of your day.
You're listening to Najah Roberts on the Head of the Crypto Curve. Please follow her on all social media platforms at Najah Roberts. No underscores, no dots, no numbers, just Najah Roberts. Let's close the wealth gap. It's our turn.
All right, y'all. I was on that. Or follow me on social media.
Create your own economy.
Gotta create your own economy.
Head of the crypto curve.